Is what we see, hear, and feel really real? Or is it all just a simulation? Have you ever questioned the reality around you? What if everything you experience is not as it seems? The idea that we might be living in a computer simulation sounds like something from a science fiction movie, but it's a theory that more and more people are starting to think about seriously. In this video, we'll explore the mind-bending question: are we living in a simulation? Let's dive into this fascinating concept and see what some of the world's brightest minds have to say about it. A simulation is an artificial environment created by a computer. It's similar to a video game where everything, from the characters to the world they live in, is controlled by a program. But here's the real question: what if our entire reality is just like that? Could everything we know, from the ground beneath our feet to the stars in the sky, be nothing more than a complex computer simulation? This idea is called the simulation theory. It suggests that our reality might not be real at all. Instead, it could be a computer-generated world created by an advanced civilization. Although it sounds like science fiction, the idea has been taken seriously by some leading philosophers and scientists. The theory was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom. He argued that one day, future humans or advanced beings could create simulations so realistic that the people inside them wouldn't be able to tell they are in a simulated world. So, is it possible that our world is a simulation created by an advanced civilization? Why do people believe this idea? There are a few reasons why some think we might be living in a simulation. First, technology is advancing at an incredible rate. In just a few decades, we've gone from basic computers to virtual reality. Imagine how far technology could go in the future. Could we create a world so realistic that the people inside it wouldn't know they're in a simulation? Another reason is that everything we experience is data processed by our brains. From what we see to what we hear, all of it is just information being interpreted. If our brains can process information to create a reality, could that reality be a simulated one? Some people also point to strange occurrences, like déjà vu or unusual coincidences, as evidence of glitches in the system. These glitches, they argue, could be signs that our reality isn't what it seems. Could it be that these strange moments are caused by errors in the simulation? Of course, not everyone agrees with the simulation theory. Critics argue that there's no solid evidence to support it. They believe it's an interesting idea, but not something we can take seriously without proof. And they're right. Right now, we don't have concrete evidence to prove we're in a simulation. But that hasn't stopped scientists from looking for clues. Some scientists think that if we notice strange patterns or errors in the laws of physics, it could be a sign that we're living in a simulated world. But so far, no one has found anything that definitively proves this theory. The concept of a simulated reality has also been explored in pop culture. Movies like The Matrix and Inception show worlds where characters live in false realities controlled by others. While these are just fictional stories, they make us think, could it really happen? Could we be living in a world controlled by something or someone we don't know about? Another interesting question is, if we are living in a simulation, could we escape it? Some people think that if we understand how the simulation works, we might be able to break out of it. But if we're in a simulation, would we even know how to escape? And would we want to? So, does it really matter if we're in a simulation? Some people argue that it doesn't change anything. After all, we still experience life. We still love, we still laugh, and we still feel. Whether our reality is real or simulated, it's the reality we live in. So why not make the most of it? And then there's the possibility that we could one day create our own simulations. The technology we have today allows us to create simple virtual worlds. In the future, we might be able to build simulations so complex that they could fool the people inside them into thinking they're living in a real world. If we can create a simulation, could we one day create one that's just like our world? As we look at the rapid advancements in technology, the lines between what's real and what's artificial might become even blurrier. Could we one day reach a point where it's impossible to tell the difference between the two? So, are we living in a simulation? The truth is, we don't know. But the idea challenges us to think differently about the world around us. Whether it's real or not, we continue to live our lives. And in the end, that's what really matters. What do you think? Are we living in a simulation, or is this world as real as it seems? Let us know in the comments below.